Hello, Gunner James 105 here. Today is Ammunition Box Day. So I've laid out probably 99% of all the ammo boxes I've collected over the years, and I'm not an ammunition box collector. One just comes across these things. So it's not anything I set out to do, but ended up with quite a few anyways. Find them garage sales, you find them at gun shows or antique stores, here, there, and everywhere. And in some cases, like this very big wooden crate, of which I've got two of them. There's another one up over there. That's sold at more of a hardware store in what would be, for most people buying these aren't necessarily looking for an ammo crate as much as maybe a storage box. And a lot of ammo cans, metal or wood, after the war or after use, that's exactly what they ended up being, was in someone's tool shed or garage to store whatever, tools, wrenches, hammers, and all that sort of thing. So I think the main intent at I think it was around $24. Couldn't help but pick that up. And that one there is well marked. So on the front we've got and then there, and then along the side you've got a little marking there. So this one would have been for, I think it was the M68 tank round, and so there would be 105 millimeter, and the lettering AP FSD ST. So that with the usual lot number, rope type handle on both ends, and then just simply hinged with the one main latch over here. There would have been metal, you can kind of see where they were. They would have the metal straps just for extra security, to not have that thing pop open during transport. So that APSDS or whatever T on that's for the armor piercing discarding sabot tracer. So that's the type of round that was in there. So you'd have your shell casing and your round that would fire. I mean, this one being labeled that, it could be high explosive, it could be white phosphorus, it could be all kinds of things for those. So anyways, that's that one, and I'm going to try and go through some of the more modern ones a little quicker. This one I actually just had laying around in the garage, that only today I identified it. It's something like about a 1978. It's a United Kingdom mortar round carrier. So you'd have two mortar rounds. This one here is I think fairly complete, except for missing a label. There would have been a label on this side with some particulars, and then on this side here, bombs, 81 millimeter, and that's mortar. And the type of mortar shell was the L15A3, and so that one there, getting my notes here, because I think, that was what's missing here is what I was piecing together this morning. So it's giving me the where what should be there is 60/40 RDX TNT with the number 162 Mark II fuse. So, and this was used with the L16 ML81 mortar. I think that was a Canadian-British design mortar. And then that's just the 105 shell casing. Some more ammo boxes, which we're dealing with down on the bottom here. That would be an M1 that I've got to try and get the black paint off of it. You can kind of see the proper color green underneath there. So this one here came with some reload ammunition for an M1 carbine. And then we go on to what would be the M2A1s. This one having quite a different latch design or shape. Most of them look like this here. So I'm going to do a separate video on all these, the M2A1, and I'm going to do the M19A1 as well. But just a quick breeze over on some of these. That this one here would be your SKS AK-47 type, the 7.62 by 39. Oh, sorry, nope, not this one. I've got those to the left of me. This is the Tokarev 7.62 by 25 for the Tokarev. So you'd be using that. There was a submachine gun. I'm trying to think of any of the T30 or 33 would use this, and then there was it was a 43C or PPH 43C or PPH 43 or something like that. Use that same round. It was a submachine gun. And so yes, this here is the Russian 7.62 by 54R, and so this box with all its identifying marks on it, and then this is showing the rounds that are sitting here aren't the type in the box. There would be a silver tip on top of those, and then of course the tool that you need to be able to open that spam can, as they would call it. So you hook that in there and then just work that around till you open that up. And then some Chinese. Now this here was the 7.62 by 39, and this one's got the little pull tabs on it there. So you could peel that around there and open that up. And just another style of the 7.62 by 25, different box, different ammo box. And this would be an older one. This one here is 1953. So, but then moving on up, then again, I'm not going to do a separate video on this. This is the Swiss. Don't remember the designation of the helmet, but I'm looking for a camouflage cover for it yet. So I might do a video on it once I get that complete. But this is your GP11. So for your K31 or K1911, etc., this is the official military box. It's like a cardboard waxed box, and as you can see, it's never been opened. It's sealed. And inside of there's a brown wrapper around bunches of these. I think it's, not sure how many are wrapped, probably 6 boxes in each. And then these are the chargers for those rifles, and they work smooth. They're as smooth as butter. Sliding those rounds into that rifle work real good. And so then again, something that is packaged up. This is property of DND. That's Canadian Department of National Defense, and that's the 22 rounds for training. So there's that type of container. There's plastic boxes in there. So there's two rows. So you've got the 22 long rifle. Cadets would use that a lot. These are a couple of just different packaging, probably older packaging for that, but Department of National Defense. And this is another M1 box. This one here is more to the original. It has been relabeled. So maybe I'll do a little more on the evolution from this one to these here. And each one has its own different designation as far as what it contains. So it's quite interesting. The, you know, of course, down on the bottom, that's your 50 cal. There's an example of one. And then we've got your NATO. That happens to be 223 up there. But these actually were just a couple of boxes when I was in the artillery that I hung on to for the blank cartridges. And there's an ammo box that pretty much matches where these would have come out of just up over here. And then this long tube for a different type of round. Haven't really researched this one too much. With the lid. And then this one here, which would be the H50. This would be a World War II box. This one's got some pretty good markings, and I'm going to do a separate video on it. So the cartons they'd be referring to would be this type of thing. And that's an unopened box. Underneath there is a box that's been opened, which is okay, I guess. It's nice to be able to see what's inside as opposed to saying, well, I can't open that box because I'll wreck its collectability. But this happens to be Dominion Arms with the Canadian Broad Arrow Mark 7. And this is dated 1945. So that's pretty cool. And just a more modern canister. Not much different than the way they've been for many years for the grenades. This one here is a smoke grenade. And for the number 2 Mark 1, they also had a special sized ammo box, which is kind of hard to find, but these are some military rounds not opened for that. And as you can see, 1951. Whereas this one here is a 1943, and that's a British marking there. So when it comes to these boxes and the way that they are labeled, you'll have bandolier, you'll have linked, you'll have cartons, you'll have all that sort of thing, so that you know, I mean, these being the NATO 762 by 51, these were blanks, linked, so that would have come in an ammo box that marked as such. And you would have seen when they weren't fired, these ones have been fired, but there would have been a red flush to the top. There was a cardboard material, I'm not sure, but that's how they were made. This just happens to be a charger for the M1 carbine, which works pretty cool. That one there is the latest that I picked up. This one is stamped into the box, so that's not printed. 1944, and this is the mine anti-tank. Okay, so M152, and it's got a what would be the brand name of the maker of this box, or the symbol. The front of the box, the markings aren't that great, but on the back of the box they're very, very clear and bright. So I am going to do a separate video on this one because there's a bit to talk about. Same with this one. because it relates to another box on this table. And I'll go over the markings. This here would be, I think it's an H, what the heck, H13. So that's a Canadian World War II. So I have to get some better looks at this one here because it's quite different. This one, my mother had found at a garage sale about 20 years ago. And I'll have to make a separate video for this as well. There's some pretty interesting things, including what's inside, that I'll give you a little more information on. More detail. These here don't require much more than that's all the 762 by 39. And here we can buy this stuff from Czechoslovakia, China, Yugoslavia, Russia. It comes in from all these eastern countries, and so on and up we go. This one here I just happened to pick up. That round I don't have anything that shoots, it never did. But it was a nice condition ammo box, and just stuck my Russian helmet on the top there. This one here also requires a little more attention because there's quite a bit of information on it. This one here happens to be repurposed. That's a World War II box, but relabeled, repainted, relabeled. And so it would have come with, in some cases, where we have the bandolier designation, then it would have come with a bandolier, like so, which I had in another video, but get a little more information on that. It could have come in these cartons. It was the cartons of 32 that would have been in this box, whereas the other box, this one here, sorry, is M50 or H51, sorry, and the other one, the H50, would have had the boxes of 48. So a lot of interesting pieces, a lot of history and a bit more information I need to share with you, but I thought I'd kind of lay it all out here. It's a little bit too much to get into too much detail on one by one on this video, so I'll leave it at that, and then I'll get to work on some close-ups for you on all this stuff. Thanks for watching.